If you are an NRI who has spent years living abroad and now wondering, where in India can I retire peacefully without the chaos, pollution, or lack of healthcare? This video is exactly what you have been waiting for. Okay, let me be brutally honest with you. Most NRI retirees make the same mistake. They go for emotional choices, not practical ones. They move back to their old hometown just out of nostalgia, only to realize that the infrastructure is broken, hospitals are too far, and they feel completely out of place. So don't do that, you deserve better. After working hard for decades abroad, you want to come back and live in a city that offers you clean air, reliable healthcare, peaceful living, reasonable real estate prices, and an NRI friendly ecosystem. And today I'll walk you through 5 of the best cities in India that offers all of that in 2025. Be it peace, comfort, affordability, safety, and long-term livability. So this is not going to be one of those touristy videos. This is your real-world NRI retirement blueprint. Okay, let's begin. The first city on our list is Coimbatore. It's often called Tamil Nadu's best kept secret. And honestly, that's a good thing. While everyone flocks to Bangalore or Chennai, Coimbatore quietly offers one of the most peaceful NRI friendly lifestyle in the country. The air is clean, the pace of life is relaxed, people are also very polite. The city has excellent hospitals like PSG, GKNM. There are also popular wellness centers like Isha Yoga Ashram, especially if you're into natural healing and spiritual balance. Another big plus, real estate is still affordable. You can buy a 2-bedroom apartment in a gated community for around 45 to 70 lakhs. Well, that's a fraction of what you can get for the same price in a city like Mumbai or Bangalore. And yes, Coimbatore has an international airport as well with direct connectivity to places like UAE, Singapore or Sri Lanka. The only thing that you will need to adjust is the local language. Tamil is widely spoken here, but English is also understood in most urban pockets, especially in hospitals and banking services. However, one recommendation would be whichever city in India you decide to go back and settle in, try to learn the local language. That always helps. So if you're someone who wants calm, clean air and affordable living, Coimbatore is the place for you. Now let's head north to Chandigarh. If you are from North India and want to stay closer to your family and friends, but at the same time avoid chaos of Delhi NCR, Chandigarh can be your best bet. Chandigarh is India's first planned city. It has wide roads, lots of greenery, and none of the traffic madness that you see in other metros. The crime rate here is low. Air quality is far better than Delhi, and the healthcare facilities are simply top-notch. You've got PGI, Fortis, IV hospitals, and many more. Property prices are still reasonable, especially in places like Mohali or Zikapur. You can get a high-quality apartment in a good society for around 60 to 80 lakhs. And moreover, you are just a short drive from the hills. Kasoli and Shimla can be good weekend getaways. The only minor drawback, winters here are a bit cold. If you have been living in the Middle East or Southeast Asia, adjusting here can take a while. Air Quality Index or AQI can drop slightly, especially during winters due to seasonal stubble burning. But if you're looking for dignity, safety and a very high standard of living in North India, Chandigarh is simply unbeatable. Now let's talk about a city that strikes a perfect balance, Pune. Pune is for those who want a mix of both modern infrastructure and peaceful living. The weather here is simply fantastic. It's neither too cold nor too hot and no humidity. The city is culturally rich but yet not too overwhelming like Mumbai. The food is great and the NRI population is growing quite rapidly here. In terms of healthcare, Pune offers some good hospitals like Jahangir, Columbia Asia, Fortis, some of the best in India. There are also plenty of yoga centers, parks, organic food delivery options. In terms of living, you can consider neighborhoods like Kharadi, Baner, Balewadi, Bavdhan, and townships like Blue Ridge or Amanora Park. These areas offer good gated societies, peaceful mornings, walkable infrastructure, and a nice cosmopolitan vibe. Now, property prices are a little higher compared to Coimbatore or Chandigarh. A 2 BHK apartment in a premium gated society can easily cost you anywhere between 90 lakhs to 1.5 CR depending on the location and budget. But the amenities and long-term appreciation can make it worth it. One warning though, traffic here can get mad at times. Try and avoid living in congested areas like Hadapsar, Mundwa or Old Central Pune, especially if your goal is peaceful retirement living. Traffic situation, as I said, is getting worse by the day, especially during peak hours, so that's something worth considering. Next, let's move on to the west coast, Kochi. If you want to retire by the sea, but without the party chaos of Goa, then Kochi is the gem. It's clean, green and extremely NRI friendly, especially for those returning from the Gulf. You'll find some world-class hospitals here like Aster Med City or Amrita Institute. Moreover, you will also find some amazing Ayurvedic wellness centers, backwaters and nature all around you. And the best part, English is widely spoken here, so you won't find a language barrier as such. Property here is still affordable. Pardon my pronunciation here. In areas like Kakkanad, Edapalli and Panampilli Nagar, you can find a decent 2 BHK for around 40 to 60 lakhs. Premium villas can go up to 1.5 CR. The airport is India's one of best in terms of international connectivity. Flights to the Middle East, Southeast Asia and even Europe are quite frequent. The only caution, Kochi can get a bit humid. And in monsoons, some low-lying areas do face flooding. So choose your housing location wisely. Still, if you're from Kerala or even Tamil Nadu or Karnataka and want coastal calm with all urban facilities, Kochi can be a very solid option. Now let's talk about a city that is rarely mentioned, but I think it's an underrated paradise for retirees, Mysuru. Mysuru or Mysore is a clean, peaceful and extremely senior citizen friendly city. It's also been ranked one of the cleanest cities in India multiple times under the Swachh Bharat rankings. Air is clean, the traffic is minimal, and the vibe is old school South India. Polite, safe, and culturally rich. You've also got some good hospitals here like JSS, Columbia Asia. Moreover, there are some amazing Ayurvedic and wellness centers as well. Property prices are shockingly reasonable. A good 2 BHK apartment in a gated community starts at around 35 to 50 lakhs. Even villas in prime localities like Vijayanagar or Gokulam are in the 90 lakhs to 1.2 crore range. You are just 3 to 3.5 hours away from Bangalore International Airport by car or train depending on the time of the day. So if you need specialist healthcare or international travel, Bangalore is close enough. The only minor drawback is that Mysuru doesn't have an international airport yet. But as I said, Bangalore airport is not that far away. 3 to 3.5 hours drive can get you easily to Bangalore airport, depending on the time of the day, of course. Now, before we end, let me address a very common question. Why didn't I include cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad or even Goa in this list? Delhi NCR is simply not livable for retirees. The air quality is amongst the worst in the world. Traffic is insane. Crime is another serious concern. And the overall stress level is just not worth it. Even though it's the capital, it doesn't offer that peace, safety or health environment that NRIs need in their retirement years. Coming to Mumbai, Mumbai is overcrowded, noisy and brutally expensive. Yes, it has great hospitals and stuff, but the daily grind will simply wear you down. The city runs extremely fast and the retirement should feel peaceful. Not like another corporate routine with honking traffic and cramped apartments. Talking about Bengaluru, while great for tech professionals and young returnees, has infrastructure that is bursting at the seams. The traffic is a nightmare, roads are collapsing under pressure, and water shortages are also becoming frequent. So if you're retiring and expect a calm, peaceful life or even reliable commutes, Bengaluru will most likely disappoint. Hyderabad is India's one of the best cities for IT jobs, no doubt. But summers are really harsh. It easily hits 42 to 45 degrees Celsius in summers. And while it has made impressive infrastructure progress, it still lacks the true ecosystem, especially for senior citizens, like walkable zones, wellness centers, or senior citizen communities in abundance. How can I finish making a video on retirement and not discussing about Goa? Well, Goa can be a dream on postcards, but not so much ideal for retirement. Yes, the scenery is beautiful, it's got some amazing, lovely beaches, but infrastructure is inconsistent. Healthcare access is a bit patchy beyond a few major hospitals. And during tourist seasons, the entire vibe of the city shifts. It's great for short escape, but for long-term retirement life, not so much. While the 5 cities that I mentioned earlier in this video are carefully selected for all-round suitability, I completely understand that India is vast and NRI backgrounds are diverse. So here are a few honorable mentions you might want to consider if you're looking for something different. If you're from Rajasthan or from North India in general, Jaipur can be a good plan B. The city has definitely improved on its cleanliness, infrastructure and safety. Hospitals like Fortis and EHCC are quite reliable. You will find peaceful gated communities in areas like Jagatpura, Vaishali Nagar or Mansarovar for 50 to 80 lakhs. It also has an international airport with good connections to Dubai, Muscat or Bangkok. Talking about the downsides, summers are extremely hot here, often over 45 degrees Celsius, and winters can get quite cold. Air quality can drop during peak winters. Next is Dehradun. Tucked in the hills of Uttarakhand, Dehradun is perfect if you love cooler weather and scenic living. It's pretty clean, green and relatively affordable. You will find retirement homes, wellness centers and a calm lifestyle. When it comes to healthcare, Max Hospital and Himalayan hospitals are quite reliable. However, you do sacrifice on connectivity. The airport is regional and access to super specialty care might require a trip to Delhi. For NRIs from Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Baroda, Surat or Gandhinagar is a culturally familiar choice. Infrastructure is strong, air quality is much better compared to other metros, and there is a growing ecosystem of hospitals, malls and gated communities. But summers are harsh, traffic is also picking up fast, and English is less widely spoken outside of the urban core. Another retirement destination you might want to consider is Thrissur in Kerala. Often called the cultural capital of Kerala, Thrissur is still a relatively lesser known gem. Real estate is still affordable, there is a huge Gulf NRI population here, and healthcare is also pretty strong. The city also has a great walkability, low crime, and a deeply rooted wellness culture. Only limitation is that you will have to travel to Kochi, which is around 1.5 to 2 hours drive for international flights and advanced healthcare. So yes, Coimbatore, Chandigarh, Pune, Kochi or Mysuru made it to the top 5 based on practical fact-based rankings. But these honorable mentions are also viable second tier options, especially for those with stronger regional preferences, language comfort, and emotional connections. So, retirement is just not about numbers, it's about comfort, familiarity, and peace. So, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please do like it and share it with your other NRI friends. So, this is all I had to cover for this video. I'm going to see you soon in another superb, interesting video. Till then, you take good care of yourself. This is me, Pratik, signing off from NRI Wiz. Over and out.